and didn't have time to pick a side.
Well, Wright is without a goal this season, and he's not one of the players that has taken a spot kick for Porto in either the league or the Champions League this season. He's a bit part player, really. He's a former Liverpool employee. Wright for 3-2. They will still be behind, of course. The North Bank does its best. Wright with a really good spot kick high into the corner.
Yeah, that's impossible for Wright to save. He got his hand on it. Wright touched it, his finger, but it's just too high.
Well, Declan Rice is the next to step forward here. What a season he is having. He has been terrific this campaign. 6 goals in all competitions to keep Arsenal in front and to put them on the brink. Will this be 4 successfully converted spot kicks from 4 for the Gunners in the Champions League in this round of 16, second leg against Porto? Rice steadies himself just inside the penalty area. Right-footed, scores!
He went in the middle. Declan Rice, safe.
Galeno will step forward. The boos and whistles from the vast majority at the Emirates Stadium.
He has to score.
Has to score to keep Porto in this. The Porto player who scored late on in the first leg in Porto. A swerving shot that beat David Raya in the 94th minute in the first leg. Can Raya exact revenge and win the shootout for Arsenal? Not happy about where the ball is being placed here. Galeno has to convert, or Arsenal are through. Galeno places the ball. Clement Tampin still not happy. Now the referee moves away. Galeno steps back purposefully. He beat Raya from 30 yards in the first leg. Can Raya stop him from 12 in the return? Galeno steps forward. Right-footed! Yeah! Raya saves it! Arsenal advance to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. The pain of penalties is Porto's. It's the Gunners that go through. It's Galeno who's denied. It's Raya's revenge. And it's Arsenal that beat Porto by 4 goals to 2 in the shootout after a 1-1 scoreline on aggregate. Arsenal, right at the end, have managed to get through to the last 8. Porto are out. Mikel Arteta's side through. The North Bank played their part. What a match. The tension disappears. The celebrations start. Jeremy, Arsenal advance.
What tension, what pressure, and the boys, just the way they've took that penalty, calm, picked their spot, and then beautiful save from Wright at the end. 2 great saves, both on the same side. And yeah, amazing. Look at this atmosphere, look at the feeling, the supporters, everything is just amazing. I think it's well deserved, though. I think we've been the better team, you know, over the two games. I don't know what's going on. There's a bit of a...
Well, Arsenal players are celebrating. 1 or 2 of the Porto players aren't happy. Look, they've given their all. They have certainly contributed to what's been a really special tie, and there doesn't need to be any afters. Arsenal are through on a shootout. It's always difficult to take if you go out on split kicks. We've been on the wrong end of it in the past. We know what it feels like. But tonight is Arsenal's night, and the Emirates Stadium here is still full of Arsenal supporters wanting to celebrate with the players. It is Mikel Arteta's side that will be in the hat for the last 8 draw on Friday. Well, real drama here in North London. Porto have played their part, but Jeremy, look, I think over the 2 legs, it's about right that it goes to a shootout. Porto have been good, but Arsenal have just been that little bit better.
Yeah, I think so. I think we knew it was going to be a tough draw against Porto over 2 legs, but I think at the end we just had a little bit more quality. And yeah, I think we deserve to get through. Obviously, penalty is a bit of a lottery, isn't it? It's just, but I think, you know, the way we've took the penalty, the way we were calm, yeah, I just felt, I didn't feel any of our boys missing one tonight. I just felt they were very composed, knew where they were putting the ball, knew where they're going to go. And yeah, I couldn't see us losing. So yeah, well deserved. Look at this atmosphere now in the stadium. It's absolutely amazing. And I think it's, like I was saying earlier on, brilliant that we don't have a game this weekend. Because that would have talked out physically, emotionally, on the players. It would have talked out a lot. And yeah, if we had Chelsea on Saturday, I would have been a bit concerned. So yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because look, Arsenal have had the breaks in the schedule when they've needed it, and we probably need it after this one, as you say, mentally draining, physically draining. The weekend off for the boys, then the international break. Let's hope that everyone comes back firing, because after that, it is Manchester City. But tonight, the boys can celebrate a little bit. The Arsenal fans certainly will do. The Porto players across to their fans to commiserate with them. But they weren't good enough in the shootout. Arsenal were. Trossard's goal in regulation play, forced extra time. The goals didn't flow for either side in the added-on 30. But when it came to the shootout, the sharpshooters of Arsenal, 4 from 4. Raya's revenge as Galenos was saved. A 4-2 success. And as we hand you back to Nick, to Adi, to all of the gang upstairs, it's the Gunners that go through to the Champions League quarter-finals.
It was never in doubt. It was never in doubt, Clarke, was it? Not for a second.
Oh, I love it. Look, it's just just a massive relief, isn't it? Look, I said that Porto over the 2 legs, because they stifled us, they deserve to take it to pens. But over the 2 legs, we're the better side. There's no doubt about that. We're the stronger team. We deserved our place in the quarter-final. And I really, really enjoyed that shootout. Actually, I really enjoyed the quality of our pens. I love the fans, the way that we, especially that North Bank, all pulled together to really put off the players. I mean, I've rarely seen a stand to do more really to put off the opposition. It was great to see, and of course David Raya came up trumps. You know that. David Raya has maybe struggled to establish that connection with the supporters, hasn't he? Because we love Aaron Ramsdale so much, he struggled to build up that rapport, even though we've grown to respect him and his performances. But tonight is the night, I guess, where that bond really is forged. So well played, Raya. Well done, everybody who stepped up to take a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, the supporters were absolutely brilliant. As you say, it was almost like the minute we'd finished cheering our goal, you know, our penalty goals, it went straight to booing. It was like someone flicked a switch.
These lot were all over it, weren't
and we're in the posh seats, can I say? We're in the posh seats at the other end of the ground, and yeah, we were all over
this little fella with his booing, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I reckon that's what tipped it over the edge, you know. But yeah, I mean, brilliant penalties as well. I think you touched on that. All of our penalties were really good, you know, it puts to bed what happened last year in Europe against Portuguese opposition.
I was fearing the same. You know, you do, don't you? But, you know, it's identical as at that end, I think. And yeah, you think, oh, surely it's not going to happen again, because the other penalty shootouts we've had, sort of ones that have mattered less, we've come through. But yeah, they were really good penalties, and I mean, none of the players looked like missing, and it's really good. The crispness of the strikes was impressive, because they're knackered. Yeah. You know, you could see in the second half of extra time, everyone was out on their feet to sort of summon up enough energy to strike the ball cleanly like they did. I thought was really impressive, and it bodes well, because between now and the end of the season, there might be more. Yeah. You know, might be another shootout in the Champions League, and now we know we can step up and do the biz.
Just for fun, who do you think was 5th for us? Do we know? Who do you think was the 5th?
I think Gabriel Jesus, maybe.
Oh yeah,
I think he would have fancied it.
Yeah.
And I think he would have sat the keeper down and rolled it, and sent him the wrong way. You know, I think that's what he would have done. So we didn't get the opportunity because of David Raya.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, let's have a look at the things that we've learned from tonight's game. Then here's the first. We overcome Porto's frustrating style of play on a tense evening at Arsenal Stadium. Yeah, look, we've touched on it. They really did come to stifle us, and look.
They did great.
Yeah,
I think over the course of the 2 legs, we had 2 or 3 shots on target.
They knew that if they tried to play football against us in the way that PSV did, Sevilla did, they'd have got blown away.
Yeah, and other teams will try and copy Porto in the Champions League. Maybe more talented teams will come here and back themselves, but yeah, it was teams in the Premier League will look to mimic Porto, I'd imagine. They did a good job. They can be proud of their efforts, to be honest. They made it a horrible tie over the 2 legs, and we struggled to create clear-cut opportunities, but we never panicked. We never got over-flustered. We didn't rush it. No one really made a key mistake. Yeah, we a few loose balls here and there, but everyone stayed patient. We didn't over-chase it. And I think that's a sign of maturity, it's growing maturity of the team.
Yeah, agreed. Right, the second thing that we can take from the game tonight is this. Of course, David Raya was our penalty shootout hero. Yeah, a couple of great saves in there, and got his fingers on the one in between as well. Yeah, could have saved that one.
Yeah, we talked. These guys were sort of outside, you know, while we were preparing for the penalty shootout. I said the thing about David Raya that I really like, is he's explosive. He's got a real spring, hasn't he? And I think once he makes his mind up to go somewhere, he can get there really quickly. He's actually not a tall guy. He's got quite long levers as well. I think he's tailor-made for penalties because he strikes me as quite an agile, athletic, and someone with quick reaction speeds. And we saw that with those 2 saves. I mean, the first one was a bit lucky. Did it come off the post?
It come off the post and then onto his calf, basically,
and somehow
and then
didn't go in.
Missed the post, missed the post.
Yeah, exactly. So they missed the pen, didn't they? But the save from Galeno at the end to win it was a magnificent save. Went early. Brilliant, full length, 2 hands, and I loved his celebration. I don't know if anyone caught it because we were all going a little bit mental ourselves. He did a proper knee slide. He sort of ran to the fans and did a knee slide that many a striker would have been proud of. So that's a brilliant moment for him, and I think it's the moment he really arrives as an Arsenal player. I think with any new team that you play for, until you've made that first big contribution, you don't feel truly at home. For Kai Havertz, it was the Brentford winner away from home. We've seen what difference it made to him since. And I think tonight is the night for David Raya. So hopefully, you know, this is the springboard for a really special time here.
Yeah, agreed. Right, the third and final thing then that we'll take from the game this evening is we secured a place in the Champions League quarter-final for the first time since 2010. Yeah, we like that. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We've been out of the competition for ages as well. You know, that obviously adds to it. And yeah, this team is good enough and deserves to be in the quarter-final.
Yeah, look, we made heavy weather of the tie, but I think they're really obdurate, experienced, sort of tough opponents. I think the teams that have gone through, I think most of them will come here and try and play. You know, if we got Man City, Real Madrid, they'd obviously back themselves. PSG would come here and play, I'm sure. They wouldn't be overly defensive.
Barcelona.
So, Barcelona. So you look at the sides that have gone through, I think Inter are the ones that might be the closest to FC Porto or Atletico, whoever comes through that tie, might be the most like this. And maybe less suited to us. I think actually playing one of the giants, one of the heavyweights, might actually be a more enjoyable experience over 2 legs than what we faced against Porto. So, look, bring it on. Whoever we get, bring it on. Personally, I'd just like to avoid City because we play City all the time. I'd love to get, one of those big dogs of European football.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I mean, the good news is after a tough fixture like that, which went all the way to penalties, normally you'd be worried because we'd be playing on the weekend with a couple of weeks off.
Yeah, feet up.
Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. And we could chill as well. It's been tiring for us, hasn't it?
I need it. Yeah. But there is the small matter, of course, our next game away at the Etihad.
Yeah.
But this is a confidence. We're playing well in the Premier League anyway, and this will do wonders for our confidence
again.
It
will. Yeah, it doesn't matter how you get through. Teams that win the Champions League, have to grind it out, and they win games on pens. It happens. So put our feet up now and just prep for that City game, and just hope and pray that everyone comes back from international duty, fit and healthy. Because if we go there with our full strength team, I've never felt more confident that we can get a positive result.
All right. Clarke, thank you very much for your company this evening. Thank you,
well done, audience.
Our amazing studio audience, and thank you for watching the Breakdown Live. As I say, we're off for a couple of weeks now, but we will be back on Easter Sunday for the trip up to the Etihad, which is going to be a humongous game. Make sure you join us, as I say, Easter Sunday with your eggs and all. We'll see you then. Take care.
Come on, Arsenal.